During the Cultural Revolution in 1967, a brutal struggle session took place at a renowned university. The university was in ideological turmoil, with various political factions coming and going, and fierce conflicts erupting frequently. Yi Zhatai, a physicist who insisted on his own academic views, became a target of public criticism. Yi Zhatai was an authority in theoretical physics, having long been engaged in teaching and research on cutting-edge theories like relativity and quantum mechanics. However, in the chaotic ideological environment of the Cultural Revolution, these scientific achievements were all criticized as bourgeois reactionary academic authority and came under attack from the Red Guards and some teachers. Yi Zhatai's wife Shalin even stood on the side of criticizing him, possibly to protect herself. At a mass meeting, Yi Zhatai was brought onto the stage for public criticism by the Red Guards. There were heavy shackles around his head and a huge iron plaque hanging from his chest with his name inscribed on it. The Red Guards first debated theories like relativity with him, but Yi Zhatai persisted in his academic views. Later, several female Red Guards started beating him and finally beat him to death. Yi Zhatai's daughter, Yi Wenjie, witnessed the entire process, but was held back tightly by people around her and could not come forward, only watching helplessly as her father was beaten to death. After the meeting, people scattered and fled, leaving only Yi Wenjie at the scene, devastated. Wenjie went to find her closest teacher Ruan Wen, only to discover that Ruan had committed suicide by taking poison. Wenjie sank into despair, watching her loved ones and confidants disappear from her sight one by one. This brutal struggle session reflected the inhuman treatment suffered by intellectuals during the Cultural Revolution across the country. Countless intellectuals like Yi Zhatai were beaten to death at these sessions, and even more chose to commit suicide. This tragedy also reflected the extreme leftist ideological climate at the time, where the Red Guards emphasized class struggle in a simplistic way, rejecting all scientific rationality. Yi Zhatai represented a large number of intellectuals who insisted on scientific truth and refused to yield. They demonstrated tough and unyielding spirits in front of the Red Guards, but in that end, they still could not escape their doomed fate. This foreshadowed the annihilation of a generation of scientists represented by Yi Zhatai, and also foretold the impending devastating blow to China's scientific undertakings. The scientific community in China suffered enormous losses during the Cultural Revolution, which severely constrained the development of science and technology. After witnessing all this, Yi Wenjie's life spiraled down into darkness, and her fate perhaps signifies the fate of the children of Chinese intellectuals. They went through tremendous trauma and faced confusion and despair.